a lovely day at Epsom Downs. Home of the horsing of the racings, and this is my new bike. Now this is a Honda, as you can tell, NC750X DCT model. Just want to apologise, first of all, the helmet I'm using is my weekend helmet, and there's nowhere to mount the mic because the padding doesn't come off. It's a shark helmet, but I'm hoping this will be right. If not, I'll have to do it again. Now this is the DCT model. Now that's a dual clutch transmission. I had to sell my Hornet due to problems with my hand. I couldn't operate the clutch properly without my hand going numb after a while, and I thought that's a bit dangerous. So a good friend of mine bought it off me, and I put it down as a deposit excuse me, on this brand new 2015 red. Apparently that's the fastest colour. As you can see, there is no clutch and there's no gear selector. Now this is not the same transmission that you normally get on like a scooter, for example. I'll post a link on Honda's YouTube bit to show how a DCT gearbox works, but to sum up, it has two clutches. It has an odd number clutch for the odd gears and an even clutch for the even gears. Now you can have it in full automatic mode, so as it's disengaging, if you're in first gear and you're about to go into second, it will disengage first as it's engaging seconds, and so forth up the gears. So it is seamless shifting. What I like about this is it's different to the scooters, so it doesn't have the CVT transmission where it runs on a belt. It has a proper gearbox, so you can hear it clunking away as if you're changing gears yourself. You can hear that clunking. So far I've done about 350 miles and I love it. I've ridden the full manual version of this, not the X one though, the 750S. Same engine, same bike, it's just not adventure style, so it's a naked bike. This is more adventure. And the engine, what I love about this bike as well, is claimed up to about 82.5 miles per gallon. It's a 14.1 litre tank, and I got it hit the reserve at 160 miles, and then I got about 200 miles, and there was still a litre left in the tank. I'll explain that in a minute, but you can actually see how much petrol you got left, how much petrol you've used on the dashboard there. It's all standard. I haven't done anything to it yet, but I want to. I want to get an exhaust. The problem with the DCT, it's very, very quiet because you can't rev it. It has a neutral as well, so you can put this bike in neutral, but you also get a handbrake because you can't leave it in gear. Once the engine's off, it's essentially neutral. So you have a handbrake, which I like, because that way, if someone bashes it forward a little bit, it's not really going to move. Now what I like about this bike is, you probably guessed it already, but there's a fake tank under where the tank should be. So you just open it up, there's a tank. Just bought some muck off. I've got some waterproof trousers in there. I can actually fit my helmet in there, put it with your gloves and all that. And the tank, as you probably guessed it, is you put your key in there, you turn it that way, there's your tank, and you've got a nice little stand there as well. So that's pretty good. So you can fill it up, yeah, 14, I can never get it, there we go, 14 litre tank. I'll come on to the gearbox in a minute. But yeah, it's got a full chain, like proper chain, like a normal bike. It's a parallel twin engine. This is the next generation dual clutch transmission, because Honda did bring out the NC750X and the 700S. But that, for those in the UK will know, that was A2 compliant. So anyone on a restricted licence can ride that bike. But Honda had a bit of a dilemma, because they were bringing out their 500 range, which is A2 compliant, and they've also got an adventure bike under that 500 range, a CB500X. So it left this bike a bit in a pickle, because what's the point? So what they've done, the NC700 and the NC700 is actually a 670cc engine, which is and this is an actual 749 engine. What's he doing? Okay. Right, sorry about that, guys. Two cars decided to pull up right behind me. So I'm just trying to sort the mic out again. Yeah, so it left Honda in a bit of a big predicament about what to do with this bike. 700 was A2 compliant, but when you can get a 500cc motorbike that has more horses, it left them in a bit of a pickle. So what they've done, they've made this a 750, so you can't ride it on an A2 licence. Go on, son, go on. So yeah, so they added a few more horses. Now it's only a 54 horsepower machine, so it's above the A2 limit. I believe you can restrict it, but I don't see the point. But apart from that, it now has its own place. The X is advertised in the adventure style in Honda's lineup. The S is in their naked range, for obvious reasons. What I like about it, it's got good torque, good road presence. I like the headlights, I like the indicators, I like the tail light, how it sticks out. Brake lights works. I can't remember what those tyres are. But yeah, it's a really good bike. Now, it's not the sort of bike you can... It's not the sort of bike like a CBR engine where you can literally just gun it 13,000 RPM. This redline's at just under 6,500 RPM. But don't be fooled by that, because it is pretty quick. I can easily get about 100 out of it, which is not too bad for the engine. It's essentially half a car engine, so what you're sacrificing top end, a lot of it is done low end to give you that miles per gallon. I've ridden the manual version of this. Not a big fan of the full manual version, only because you're changing gears so often. But what I like about the DCT model is it does it all for you, and you don't have to worry. But it's not just the fact that it's an automatic gearbox, it's a semi-automatic gearbox as well. It has two levers under here. That's to go down a gear, up a gear, just like what you get in a car. So it has paddles you can use, so you can do it yourself. Now it has the full neutral, and I'll demonstrate that on the ride out. As you can see here, got neutral, drive and sport. Now the drive mode is where the fuel economy is at, so you get the claims around about 82 miles per gallon. So if you're literally just cruising along, the bike will change gear at 2,500 RPM. You put it in sports mode, it's just that. A lot of people call it smooth mode because it's a lot more smoother than the drive mode. You get about, some people say 60 to 70 miles per gallon, which again, compared to my Hornet, which I had before, which was about 45 miles per gallon, it's still awesome. And again, it's a 14 litre tank, so I'm getting more miles on less fuel, which is good. Yeah. And if you want to, what I like about this bike as well is you can actually use the paddles as well as in full auto mode. Because on the back here, you can change from full automatic transmission or manual transmission. So you can do the paddles yourself. So you flick it, and you hear the clunking like you normally would get on a motorbike. So like you're changing gears, you'll still get that clunk on this, which is really good, but you can do it yourself. So it's seamless transmission, and it is quick off the line. You'll beat about 95% of cars off the line, things like that. So if you're a speed freak and all you want a bike is to speed, going really fast, this might not be the bike for yourself. But I'm not a speed person. I live in London, but I do like to speed here and there. But if you're interested in more casual rides with the power when you need it, then this is good. All I'm saying is just don't underestimate the bike. Have a test ride, and you'll see what I mean. What I like about it as well is when you're in automatic mode, so you're in drive mode, and you want to overtake, what you can do is interrupt the automatic, downshift, overtake, and after about 10 seconds the automatic gearbox will re-engage and take over. So you can do that. You cannot mess up this engine, because if you're in 6th gear in manual mode and you suddenly stop, the bike will downshift itself if you don't do it. That's another good feature, so you can't blow up the engine. And the bike, if you're in 6th gear and you try, I don't know why you would do this, but if you try shifting from 6th gear into 1st, the bike won't let you do it. It will go down to the most, to the lowest gear possible under those revs. So you cannot bust the engine. It won't let you go into neutral while you're moving, which is good. A lot of this stuff you won't, I don't know why you would. But yeah, the fuel economy, the dash as well, I'll show you the dash. It's quite a detailed dash because I've never had a bike this new. Hopefully you can see that. So as you can see, I've got trip A, so I've done 8.6 miles, you've got a clock, speedometer, gear selector and a fuel gauge, parking brake, and the rest is pretty obvious. ABS is standard on these models. On the NC750 models they're standards, the 700 I think they're optional. The DCT for the UK market is an extra £500 on top there on a naught compared to a normal one. But for me, I like it. Single wavy disc brake on the front, single wavy on the back, standard forks. But I don't know what it is about this. The brakes aren't anything special, but they work really well. Rear one I don't really use that much. I only use it when I'm moving slowly around. But yeah, I don't understand. It works really well. So you've got the tank there, the seat, chain. I'll start her up. I can't change gear with the side stand because she'll cut out. So that's it, starting her up. As you can hear, she's very, very quiet. Quiet little thing. What's that? But it still has the rear brake where it should be, and the front brake where it normally is on a bike. It's liquid cooled as well, I think. You've got different modes here on the clock. You've got trip A, trip B. You can have your miles per litre, so it tells you how many miles per litre you're using, and the average miles per litre it tells you. This is how much petrol I've used since filling up, 0.6 litres, and that's my total mileage, 373. The dash has different settings, so you can dim the dash. You've got 3 settings. I've got on the maximum brightness, and yeah, it's really good. Now I'll sit on the bike and I'll show you what I mean in regards to the gearbox. Now this bike, the dual clutch transmission, if anyone's interested, it's not just solely for this bike. Obviously you can get it on the sister model, the 750S, but Honda do the dual clutch transmission on the VFR 1200s, the Cross Tourer and the Cross Runner. So there's 5 bikes. If you include the 700X and the 700S, that's technically 7 bikes it does, but in the NC range it's only 2 technically. But I'd love to have it go on the VFR with dual clutch, because that probably would be amazing, the seamless transmission. But yeah, all I'm saying is it's not like a normal scooter. A lot of people don't realise, because first thing you don't really look for the clutch really when you're looking at a bike, clutch lever anyway. But yeah, it's a really good bike. I'm going to sit on it now. Pull my trousers up because I'm a very tall dwarf. Right, so I'm putting the stand up. Now as you can see on the dash, when I hit drive, see, it goes into gear 1. So drive mode, gear 1. Press it again, I'm in sports modes, and I hit the N, and I go into neutral. I don't know if you can hear that. I'll try it again. Ready, I'm going to put it in drive. Hear that click? That's it going into drive mode. And the handbrake, there's a button under there. When it's to, you press that, you pull this up, press it, and down you go. Put it in neutral. When it's in neutral, you can still rev it. like that. I'm going to try and rev it. I'm going to try and do a ride along. If it doesn't work, I'm going to end the video here and do a part 2 with my other helmet, because my other helmet I can put the mic on a bit better. But keep your eye on the dash, and you'll see what I mean. I'm not going to change the gears. Still getting used to this bike. I'm still trying to rev the engine to get a biting point, and there isn't one. It's literally just twist and go. So, put it in gear. Lifesaver. Go, go, go. Now watch the gears. Hopefully the camera will pick it up. You see, it's shifting by itself. See? Now don't be put off by the fact that I'm doing 30 in 5th gear. I'm in drive mode, and you see it's shifting down by itself. I'm doing third gear, doing 20 miles an hour. Now watch, if I put this in sports mode, watch what happens to the gears. See, it drops down because it's giving you more revs. It's exactly like a car. Now if I hit this switch behind me, where my trigger finger is on my left hand, the S disappears, and now I'm in full manual mode, so I'll hit the down button and it shifts down by itself, and the button behind I shift up, so I can rev it as much as I want. I can go faster and then shift up. Ready? Seamless shifting, so I'm not releasing the throttle. That is staying as it is, and I can shift it up again, and at any time I can just shift it back to manual mode while I'm riding. Watch. See, now I'm back in sports mode. The automatic gearbox is taken over. Now if I wanted to, I hope this is going to work, I can downshift. Even in automatic mode I can downshift. Watch. So downshift, I'm not touching the gears, and the automatic gearbox eventually will take over. So the automatic gearbox has taken over. Sometimes I've had a little play of the manual gearbox, but sometimes leaving it in sports mode is quite good because it changes gears when I wouldn't change gears anyway. So what I've been told about it is the bike tries to anticipate what you're going to do. So if you're cruising, like if you're going hard and you suddenly let go of the throttle, the bike is going to think you're going to try and gun it again, so it'll give you ample revs ready to go. So it's trying to anticipate what you're doing. So if I suddenly gun it, see, it goes. But yeah, all in all, it's a really nice bike. I was toying between this and an Aprilia Mana, or Mana, whatever you want to call it. The Mana, I did test ride it. It doesn't have a clutch, but it has a gear selector, or you can do it manually yourself or have an auto mode, and it has sports mode, touring mode, rain mode, but it had less miles per gallon. In sports mode it vibrated a lot where your feet are, because it's a V-twin engine rather than a parallel twin, but it just wasn't for me. It was second hand. But I've got this brand new. I get the 2-year warranty extended if I can, if I wanted to. 2 years AA breakdown cover included as well, and the whole Honda warranty I find brilliant. Like when my suspension collapsed on my Hornet, I was still within a 3-month warranty with them. They replaced it free of charge with a brand new one. And label was all included with that, so I have a lot of faith in Honda. But for me, this bike is perfect. I can't fault it in any way. So as you can see, the gearbox, it does it all by itself. You can hear it clicking away as it's changing gears. So if I wanted to, I can put this in neutral now, so I can't go anywhere, and I shift it back into gear. And you hear the click, press it again for sports mode. It's got the usual bits as well, so it's got hazard lights and all that. But yeah, apart from that, I really like it. Haven't thought it in any way. It's not as quick as the Hornet. I think this will beat it in an acceleration if it's in sports mode, because it is quick, because it's torque. It's a parallel twin, so it's got a lot of torque low ends. It's got that acceleration. But yeah, hopefully this video will go live. If you have any questions, even about the manual version, just let me know, because I have test ridden all of them. My mate has the 700S version. If you can, I would recommend the 750 version, whether it's a manual or the DCT version, purely because you get an extra 6 horses, as well as an extra 70 cc's. What is this guy behind me doing? This guy was right up my arse. This fucking BMW driver. I don't trust this BMW driver at all. Get out of there. But yeah, it has a few extra horses. Funny thing was, when I was test riding the S version, I was slowing down and I was trying to reach for the clutch and there wasn't one. I was really panicking. I thought I broke it for a split second. I thought the clutch lever fell off. Then I realised, oh yeah, it's an automatic. So no. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. I was sitting there in Epsom now. But yeah, thanks for reviewing. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. But yeah,